Morning, it is Sunday the 20th of March and today I'm going to be doing my first duathlon, which is the Donut Duathlon. It's the Torbay Donut Duathlon. It's called that because you get a donut at the end of it, and I mean, what could go wrong? So I've done 2 triathlons at the Torbay Velo Park in Devon before, and I'm doing the duathlon today because I don't know really, I just kind of wanted to do another race and it's a bit too early for triathlon. Also, I haven't really done any swimming over winter at all because I live really close to an outdoor pool, but it's closed between October and April. And the other sort of pools in my area are still quite a long round trip away and I just haven't really got around to doing it. So I'm not really ready for triathlon yet, and my first one so far is in May, which is the Blenheim Triathlon, and maybe I'll do one in April, but I don't know, duathlon sounds like a better idea for right now. So today it's really sunny, which is amazing because I feel like I say this all the time, but it just hasn't really been sunny for weeks, months, I don't know, but it's so sunny right now. There are like no clouds in the sky at all. It's really cold. I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius, but it feels like 6 degrees, and there is a 20 knot easterly. And the place where I'm doing the duathlon faces east, so I'm not going to be able to film really while I'm at the duathlon, and my partner is really wise and going to go do something else after he drops me off there, so he can't film either. I'm going to see how much I can actually do. I might take my GoPro with me, I'm going to try, but I won't have it really on the course, if you know what I mean. So I just thought I'd show you kind of what I'm taking, what I'm doing right now. Sunshine, look at the sunshine. This is pretty much what I am taking with me. I will be wearing first of all, my tri-suit, which is zone 3. I love it. It makes me feel like a superhero because it is like just ridiculous. Then on the bike, I'm also gonna wear this, my Palazumi fleecy cycle jacket because it's going to be so cold. The duathlon is 5k run, 15k bike and 2.5k run after the bike, so I'm going to get hot and sweaty on the 5k run at the beginning, and then obviously I'm going to get on the bike and my heart rate is going to drop because your heart rate is lower when you are riding, and the wind will be there and it'll be wicking all the sweat away, so I'm going to get really cold I think on the bike. That's why I'm taking my cycling jacket to put over the top of my tri-suit in T1, in transition 1. And I'm also going to take gloves, although I actually need to find where they are. So I'm taking that. I'm also taking a towel because you should always know where your towel is. Even though this isn't a triathlon, so there's no pool involved, I don't know, I just feel like you should always have a towel with you. I also have my race belt, which is Sportiva. Then I have my stance socks, which I love. I bought them ages ago in the sale, and as you can see, they are, can you see that? They are getting holes in them, but I can't, you know, throw them away because they're really lovely, but I also can't really afford to be spending loads of money on socks, so I am eking those out. Then I've also got this, which is my British Triathlon buff that they send you for free when you join British Triathlon. And I love it. I'm probably not going to wear it on the race, but I'll wear it before and afterwards, but it makes me feel like a pro. Then I've got sweatpants, which I'm going to wear over my tri-suit when I arrive there. Also, the funny thing about wearing about wearing sweatpants before and after a race for me is that it's really nostalgic, because when I was a child, I did a lot of cyclocross racing, and that is a winter sport. And so I just remember after like track training and every single cyclocross race, the first thing I'd do is put on my sweatpants, which back in the day were, I don't even know what the brand was, but something really like 90s, which is really back now. But I always like just love putting sweatpants on after a race because it makes me feel, I don't know, like my mum is going to come along and give me a tracker bar and an apple or something, like it's ridiculous. And all of this stuff is going to go into my bag, which I don't know, I've had for years. I mean, it's just turned into the perfect sort of triathlon bag. It's not like it's not a proper triathlon bag, it just has loads of room and I really like it. so tired. Okay, so I did the Donut Duathlon, yay! I've even got... It was really fun. So the forecast said that it was going to be like 10 degrees but it feels like 6, with a like a 15 knot easterly gusting 25 or something, and the Torbay, which is where I did it, it faces due east, so I thought it was going to be really cold, but the sun is out all day, like not a cloud in the sky. It's really beautiful. So when I got there, it was actually really warm, which is ideal because it meant that I didn't have to wear this fleecy cycling jacket. I could just wear my amazing superhero tri-suit the whole time. So I got there and it was running about 20-25 minutes late because they had some timing issues at the beginning in the morning when they were like kids races, because the timing guy got COVID, so couldn't come obviously, so they had to sort of jimmy something there. I don't know. But as a result, like I was kind of like near the start line waiting around for quite a long time, and like I wasn't nervous, but I don't know, you kind of get ready to go and then you're ready and then you want to go, and I don't know, so it was a bit weird that like there was a delay. It kind of messed with my head a little bit, but it was fine. It was really, really beautiful in the sun, and the wind sort of dropped off at the beginning, so I was actually quite warm before I even started, which is really unusual for me because normally I'm freezing. And again, like it's like the temperature and the weather, it's it's late March, but this temperature is really cold outside. So that was really nice. It was sunny and warm and beautiful. I'm rambling because I'm really tired. But it was a mass start. So the duathlon today was a 5k run, a 15k bike ride and a 2.5k run to finish it off. And it's at Torbay Velo Park. So you do the run, it's a 2.5k loop, so you'll be doing 3 of those in total, 2 at the beginning, 1 at the end. So you run around basically a playing field, and there's kind of like a dog leg in it so that it'll come up to the right distance. And then you cycle around a velo track, so a cycling track, which has some really great bends in it, like bends that you could definitely get really wrong if you didn't know what you were doing, or I don't know, just like started pedaling too early in the bend or whatever. But I've ridden it a few times before and it's just it's really fun. Like you can go there anytime, like you can just book into a session and, you know, take kids or whatever, you can go and ride the track whenever you like. It's just like at a recreation centre. So for the Sportiva kind of triathlon and duathlon events in Torbay, that's what they use. So it's a perfect course, it's traffic free, which is really nice. It's flat, the bike course is completely flat. The run course is also completely flat, but like there's a hill in it, and it's not a hill, but it is a hill when you're running. So that's exciting. Anyway, so it's a mass start. There were 125 people, about 90 men and maths, 35 women. And so it's a mass start, so, you know, the fastest people go at the front, so I don't know where I was really, like somewhere in the middle. But I knew that with a mass start, like everyone just kind of goes for it because you just get swept up in the group of people. So I knew that I didn't want to do that, and I really wanted to just run my own pace. And I did have my watch on, but I wasn't going to look at it because like it messes with my head sometimes. Like if I see that I'm running too slowly, then I feel bad. If I see that I'm running too fast, then I suddenly freak out and I think, oh my God, I'm going to like run out of energy really quickly. So I try not to look at it too much unless something's going really wrong. So we ran off around the field, and the field was way muddier. It hadn't even occurred to me that it would be muddy. I don't know why, because it has been quite wet recently, I guess, and this is obviously a flat field, so there's nowhere for it to drain, but like it's been really beautiful for a few days, so I just didn't think it was going to be muddy, and I haven't seen it muddy before, so it didn't cross my mind. But I was wearing trail shoes, which was fine, so brilliant. So that was really muddy, so I had wet feet by the first half of the first 5k. Anyways, I did the first 5k and thought, this is quite difficult. I already felt quite tired. I don't know what my splits are yet because of the timing issue. So I know my overall time, but we don't have the times for the splits so far. So I don't know what I did the first 5k in, and I didn't look at my watch. Although actually my watch will tell me, so I should probably have looked at that before the video, but maybe I'll put it somewhere here. I don't know. We'll fix it in post. So I ran the first 5k in, I assume it was quite quick, because I felt quite tired at the end of it, to the point where I was like, ran into transition and I was like, I can't, how can I cycle 15k now into a really strong headwind? Anyway, so I got my helmet, got my bike, had to drink water, put my gloves on. Only was really hot by this point, so I kept my tri-suit on, which is really thin material, and it's short sleeved. So I kept that on, but I did put my gloves on because I'm well aware that I get frozen wrists, frozen hands. Like if the temperature is even like mildly approaching something that someone maybe might call slightly cold, if it's windy, my wrists are the first to go. So, and if I get numb hands, then it means like it's really hard to change gears and stuff like that. So gloves are a must for me. So I put my gloves on, got my bike out, like ran through transition to the like bit where you mount your bike, but like 3 of us were there at the same time, so I kind of like got on my bike almost like before the mount side, and I was just like, oh god, what's going on? Anyway, got my bike, and then obviously you've got like the faster runners who are already on the bike track, and like some of them have these crazy aero bikes, like TT bikes, you know, they've got aero helmets, they've got disc wheels, and like, you know, where the wheels are like completely filled. I don't know what the word is apart from the fact they're called disc wheels. So they're super aero and they're just like absolutely hooning it around the track. And you have to kind of, you stay right for a little bit and then you kind of like try to make your way over left, but obviously these people are coming around, so you've got to kind of like merge in turn, but they're going really fast. Anyway, so that was fine. Got on the bike, was really thirsty because I've been waiting around for half an hour without my water before. Then I just run for, I don't know, whatever it was, 25 minutes or something. So it had been an hour since I'd drunk anything. So but like the first part of the bike lap is right into the wind. So I got through that, got sort of settled down, my legs started remembering that they were cycling now and not running. Managed to get some water. And then I had 10 laps of this track to do. And it just got busier and busier. Like obviously there were quite a few people on the track when I got onto it, and then all the other runners got onto the track as well. So in my first 4 laps, it gradually got busier until suddenly every single person, all 125 people would have been on the track. And then about my halfway point, I guess, the fastest people started getting off the track and then starting their final run. And it was crazy because when I had done 6 laps, like I saw a guy get off, like go into transition, and I was like, what? Oh my god, he's so like, god, I wish that I could get off my bike, because it was the wind was insane. It was so strong that I was kind of like, I don't have aero bars, so I was like on my drops, just like trying to make myself as tiny as possible to like slide through the wind. I thought it would never end, but I did. It was fine. I finished the bike, got off the bike, so ran through transition, but like felt a bit kind of, I don't know, not dizzy, but just like you're a bit frazzled by this point. And then took my helmet off, racked my bike, then took my helmet off, law, and then went out for the run, for the second run, which is 2.5 kilometers. And that transition, if you've ever done any like brick sessions, duathlon, triathlon, you'll know what this is like, but it's so mental. When you've been cycling, and it does, I guess I don't do any brick training, I really will though, but when you've been cycling and you come off and you start running, like your legs just don't work, and especially if you've been cycling fast and hard, then running is just, it's so difficult. You feel like you are running through mud, and I actually was running through mud as well, but you feel like you're running really slowly. And in the triathlon that I did at the same place in October, I came off the bike and started my 5k run to finish off that triathlon, and I honestly thought I was running my slowest ever run of all time. It was ridiculous. Like I could have been doing 8-minute kilometers. And I couldn't believe how slow I was running. So I looked at my watch and I was actually running like the fastest pace I've ever run in my life. That wasn't like an all-out sprint. So your brain it cannot communicate with your legs. Like you cannot pace yourself if you don't do any brick training sessions, which is where you train from one sport straight into the other, which I guess is why you should do them. But again, like you just can't tell. If you feel like you're running really slowly, you could be running really fast, and you're almost definitely running faster than you think you are. But again, I didn't look at my watch for this either. I was just like, I just need to get around this course, because I was really struggling. Like, it was so difficult, and I don't know if it's because I haven't done any races, but I did the Grizzly a couple of weeks ago, so like I'm sort of used to the race environment, and like I've been doing a ton of cycle like Zwift workouts recently, and I have been doing not that much running because my Achilles, but I've been doing some running. So I didn't know what it was, but it was really, really difficult. I was just not going to look at my watch and just went for it. But about a K into that run, like my body sort of started working out what was going on and adjusted from the cycle to the run. Like, this is a horrible gloopy transition in between where your body's just not working properly, and it takes it a while to adjust. And it just took me like a full kilometre to adjust to that, maybe even a little bit over a kilometre. But when it changed, like, it just changes. Like, you can just feel your body go, oh, okay, we're running now, sweet, well, this is an easy run, it's flat, like, whatevs. And so then I just felt so much better. Like, I was still struggling, like, it was hard, but I felt better. So it's really interesting how that transition, like, physiologically works. Anyway, so I got round the last run course, and like, I love sprint finishes, and I always try and do a sprint finish, and I've always got something for a sprint finish, but I did not have anything. Even at the Grizzly, the Cub I did 2 weeks ago, 9 mile crazy, really hilly race, I like at least picked up the pace for that finish. Like, it wasn't a sprint, but it was a faster finish than I had been running, and I was knackered. But I had nothing for this today. Like, I could not sprint for my life. Like, it was, a bear could have been following me and I would not have picked up my pace. I was so done. So I'd be really interested to see actually how fast I was running, because like, that's a really unusual feeling for me to not be able to sprint 100 meters. That's weird. So I crossed the line, which was really good, and my partner was stood there. So I managed to then immediately go lean on him, because honestly, like, I could barely stand up. I just gone. I recovered from that, and like, when it was called the Donut Duathlon, so you get a donut at the end of it, which is the most expensive, like, hard-earned donut you can ever get. So I got my donut, got my banana and my water, and it's funny, like, after you do something like that, and it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a running race or a duathlon, triathlon, like whatever, after you do any kind of like physical exertion, that it's like, it really pushes you. You just feel so exhilarated that you just are like, oh, hi everybody, like, this is amazing. It's like being drunk. Like, I gave up drinking over 4 years ago now, but you know, when you kind of have those first few drinks, you can tell why I gave up drinking, when you have that first couple of drinks and you're just like, oh, I love everyone is my friend, it's great. You don't need to drink to get that, you just need to complete a sporting endeavour, because you feel the same. And you can probably already tell that I'm speaking really fast and I really, like, hopped up. No alcohol consumption needed, just a donut and a duathlon. So like, I got chatting to this woman and she's done some Ironmans, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do an Ironman. No, maybe. Actually, funnily enough, when I was halfway around the second run course, I had this internal dialogue, which was, when you finish this, you're going to want to sign up for like loads of other stuff, but this is horrendous and you're really struggling and it's painful and it's bad and this is not enjoyable. Don't do it. Whatever you do not finish this race, go home and sign up for stuff. Like, don't do it. It's really hard. Don't do it. That is actually what I was telling myself when I was on that run. So within 2 minutes of finishing, like, pre-donut, I was still holding my donut in my hand. I was already like, what run shall I do next? What duathlon should I do next? Like, I've just got home and I've already looked up what other duathlons are near me. So anyway, so it was really great fun. And then I looked on the results. Like, I felt like I wasn't going very well. Not that I wasn't going very fast, just like my place in relation to everybody else felt like really far back. But obviously, like, 3/4 of the people racing today were men, and I'm not saying that like all of them are faster than me, because they're not. Like, plenty of men were behind me as well, but I don't race men, if you know what I mean. Like, there's just no point. So I'm sort of racing only in my gender sort of category, but also like when it comes to things like this, like you're really put into very small categories. So, and I don't mean small, I mean like you're put into quite a lot of categories. So you've got the senior women, which is like, I guess 15. I think you can be 15 to enter this, or maybe 16. Like 16 to 39, that's the senior category. And then you've got vet 40, vet 50, vet 60. You don't have anything higher than that in this one, but like there were 70-year-olds racing today, so they should have a vet 70. So you're put in these different categories. So you're kind of like, if you're racing to win, I guess you're racing to win your category or win it overall. And I obviously wasn't racing to win overall, and I wasn't even racing to win my category because like I'm in the senior category, which means I've got to race 15-year-olds and 39-year-olds and everyone in between. So obviously a lot of those people are going to be better and stronger than me because I'm just doing this for, I don't know. I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing this for fun. So I wasn't racing. Anyway, I mean, I was racing, but I was kind of racing myself, if you know what I mean. But I still didn't want to be last, and I felt like I wasn't doing very well because I felt like there were way more people ahead of me than there were behind me. But I wasn't looking behind me because I read that you never should, so I try not to. But you can't really help it on a course that kind of like goes around and repeats on itself because obviously you just see people who are behind you when you go past them. But when I got in the car and then started driving home, I wasn't driving. I was looking on my phone for the results, and the results are like put up live. And unlike in a triathlon where you have different wave starts, so you don't actually know where you've come until like everybody has finished, because someone might finish after you, but they've actually beaten you time-wise because they just started in a later wave. This was a mass start, so everyone starts exactly the same time. So I knew that like the results were accurate. And it said on the page, and maybe I can show you, this is what the results page looks like. And there's me, senior winner, Katera Pascoe. That's me! That's ridiculous, okay? Like when I saw that, I was just like, wait, what? I won my category, which is really exciting, and like I couldn't get this grin off my face for ages. Like we had to go to Sainsbury's on the way home to buy some bananas because you can't live without bananas. And I was just like walking around like with the right swagger, like I won my category. Did I tell you that I won I won? Did I tell you that I won? Like I won. Anyway, but it's very exciting for me to have won my category, and that like I've literally never won any sporting event. Like even in school when I did sports day and like cross country and stuff like that, I always came third. Like I could never beat these two other girls in school. Not that I'm bitter about this, but they were lightning fast. Like they were so much faster than me. It wasn't like I was really close to beating them and I could never just quite get it. No, like they were really far ahead. So I've literally never won anything. Like, so this is really exciting that I won my category. When you drill down into it, like I'm still really new to these kinds of sports. Like I only started triathlon last year and I've only done 2 triathlons. And this is my first duathlon, but both of them seem to have this really similar kind of results thing. So like everyone's broken up into categories, but the top 3 in the senior category get like shunted out of the senior category. The top 3 in their gender get shunted out of their senior category and put into the overall category. So I won the senior category, and you know, someone else won vet 40, someone else won vet 50, but there were 3 women in the senior category who were faster than me, but they were put into the overall category. So like they kind of came first, second, third in the overall. So another woman actually won, like came first, woman overall, and she happened to be a senior. So I kind of came 4th senior, but because it's broken up into these categories, I came first senior, which is really weird. It's really odd to get your head around. And like to me that kind of moots my like smugness a little bit. Or no, not smugness, like I worked really hard for that, it was really hard. But like I think this is just how triathlon and duathlon work. So it's really strange. But yes, so whoa, I won my category, which is really nice, and obviously instantly makes me want to go and enter another one to see if I can improve on my time and close that 10-minute gap between me and the first woman overall. Anyway, I've rambled on for way too long already, and I need a shower because it was really muddy and I've got like muddy toes because, as I showed you earlier, my stance socks have got holes in the toes. So all the mud sort of leached into my shoes, and then now it's like I've got gross feet. So if you are in the West Country or you like driving, then I really highly recommend doing like Sportiva's duathlons and triathlons. They are just a really wonderful event organizer, and everything's really friendly, and it's really beginner friendly too. Like, everyone is so nice. Although there were people there today who like probably represent their age group at like championships and stuff, and there are people with aero helmets and, you know, serious TT bikes. There are also people there with like just flat bar commuter bikes, totally upright, like wearing shorts and a t-shirt and trainers. I mean, I was wearing trainers, but like it really spans every kind of ability. So I did the Donut Duathlon by Sportiva, and I've done the Torbay, and I've done the Torbay triathlons too with them. They have loads of events throughout Devon, and I think they have a couple in Cornwall as well. They have like cycling sportives in Cornwall too, I think. So check them out, but just in general, check out duathlon because it is so much fun. It's really hard, I'm not gonna lie, but it's really worth it, and yeah, do it. And you might get a donut if it's called the Donut Duathlon. I hope you enjoyed this very odd video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye!